Hey folks, welcome back to the channel.
Hello.
So, in today's video, I'm going to make an Aquacast dragon candle holder.
Okay.
That was a mouthful, wasn't it? Quite tired now. Need a nap. So for this particular project, I thought I'd have a go with my Aquacast Black, which is...
Messy?
I like it and I hate it in equal measures.
Just like that mould.
Just like this, this mould. Anyway, Aquacast Black is fantastic because it's a true black, but it's so pigmented. It stains everything it touches, and I mean everything from silicone mats
to your fingers,
to Kirk, everything, literally everything.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'll get more. Anyway, once I'd mixed up my Aquacast, I started pouring it into this mould, which, as you can see, I had to rely on my trusty bag of rice to balance it because it was nigh on impossible.
Bag of rice to the rescue again.
Yeah, I tell you, that bag of rice cost us what, £1?
No, it was less than that.
Well, it's the best less than £1 I've ever spent. I joke you not. It's really good. Yeah,
but that mould, to be fair, is rubbish.
No, it's a good mould. It's just a really bad shape. It needs a housing.
There was no supports or anything with it.
But in the defence of the mould, I got it from Temu.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
Well, they should hold themselves to a higher standard.
It's Temu.
I know.
If you want a higher standard, you go and buy me the moulds that I will choose for you later.
Okay.
Anyway, once it was all nice and set and days were good, I then tried to demould it.
Yeah, for about an hour.
And I'm not going to lie, this made the axolotl look easy. I gave up.
Yeah, you got me to do it in the end.
I did. I said, and he went to pick it up. I was like, put the gloves on, put some gloves on. And he did. And there's the dragon. You will, if you are beady-eyed, notice that dragon is missing 1 or 2 fingers.
Yeah.
There was a
little repair job.
There were dragons harmed during the making of this project.
Yeah.
He lost his fingers, but I
think he lost a horn as well.
He may have lost a bit of his horn, but he wasn't using it anyway, so it's fine.
But he can't now anyway.
Oh, that's true. So, well, I let the dragon cure for a good 24 hours before I did anything else with him. And then I thought, this is going to go in my living room. And when I don't have a candle on it, I wanted something else. So I thought, what can I make? What can I make? And I grabbed this globe mould, mixed up some clear, popped in a little bit of diamond sparkle mica.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And then I randomly, and when I say randomly, I cannot emphasize that word enough, randomly went, I like that colour, I like that colour, I like that colour, I like that colour. And then I just shoved them in. And then popped some of the Let's Resin Sinker white on, and then put another colour in that I liked. And
does it actually sink? As in, you put the colour on, then you put the sinker on. So does the sinker force that colour down?
Yes. That's why it's called Sinker, babe.
Well, yeah.
The clue is in the name.
Yeah, but I didn't know whether it was just the white would sink. The white would push it through.
Right, the white sinks, but it takes the colour with it.
Right, okay.
So
that seems to be my brush.
I sent that off to cure, and whilst it was curing,
my paints.
I acquired this beautiful little paintbrush, and as you can see in the background there, some lovely purple and, well, they're all technically purple apart from the black and the grey paints. And
yeah, mine.
They are lovely paints.
I know.
I have to say. And I thought, well, let's give this dragon some colours, shall we? And as it's mine, for me, what other colour would I do?
Than purple?
Mm-hmm. There is no other colour. That's it, purple.
Okay.
So, I went with a blue violet flash. Now, it says blue, but it lies. It's purple.
Well, it says blue violet, so...
It's more purple than blue. Isn't it? I would actually call it an indigo because it's my absolute favourite colour of all the paints you have. That is my favourite.
So you're brushing quite a large area there. So why did you choose that brush?
Because I don't get to use your brush very often, and I wanted to make the most of it. So I revelled in the using of your brush. And whilst I was using it, I was thinking, he's going to have to sit through hours of this footage.
It was hours.
Hours of this footage.
You spent...
And the whole time he's going through it, the only thing he's going to be thinking is, why is she using that brush? And that, I have to tell you, gave me such joy, such pleasure that it literally, you couldn't measure it.
I was while I was watching this, I was actually thinking about the patio.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got nothing. I literally got nothing
because we're from Gloucester.
Stop it. Behave yourself. I'm not joking. It's not funny. It's really not. Anyway.
Why are you smiling?
Anyway. Moving on swiftly.
Well, it's not really swiftly, is it? Because, I mean, this took you about, 3 hours, I think it was?
But you know what? I didn't half enjoy it. I genuinely enjoyed painting a scale at a time. I did. I really did. So much so that I have bought some paintbrushes for myself.
You have, so you don't have to use mine.
Yeah. They're super cheapy.
So you've gone to a bigger brush there. Did you get bored with the little one?
No. I wanted the colour to be like super rich on his face. And then I wanted it more kind of
translucent.
I don't know what the terms are because I'm not I'm an artiste, but I don't know what the terms are for all the painty things. But I wanted the colour to be really vibrant on his face. Yeah. I wanted very little of the black coming through, but over the rest of his body, I wanted more of the black.
It shouldn't come through with that paint.
No, anyway. I don't mean come through. I wanted it to be less. I wanted there to be evidence of the black scale. So it looks.
I don't know whether that would.
Well, it doesn't matter what you know or don't know or think or don't think. It is my artistic creative license that did this, and I liked it, so that's what I did.
Well, you're not using my brush there.
No, because I say to you, can I please borrow your brushes? And you hand me one, and you always hand me the same one, and it's a brush that's about 9 foot long, so that as you're painting yourself, I end up whacking myself in the face all the time, and I go, I don't want that one. And then you give me the smallest brush imaginable, and then that's it. Those are my options.
Yeah, but what are you using now?
That's a Temu brush.
Exactly.
Yeah. What are you trying to say?
Well, it was a way of trying to put you off using my brushes.
Well, wait till you see what comes in a bit then, because you won't like it.
I will, because there won't be my brushes.
It won't be your brushes. It's even worse. Even worse.
Have you bought some paints?
No, I've not bought paint. Why on earth would I buy paints?
Have you bought an airbrush?
No. But you have bought paints.
I have.
You bought loads of your airbrushy paints.
I did.
And I used them.
I know.
Not with an airbrush.
I know.
I brushed it.
I know.
I know. So, yeah, this was... I'm
going to have to get like a little lockbox.
For what?
For paints.
Why?
Because you were brushing on airbrush paints.
What's wrong with that?
Airbrush.
Yeah. Not
normal brush, airbrush.
Okay, let me ask you this, and you can answer these questions yes or no, right? Is it paint?
Yes.
Did I paint it?
Yes.
Shut up then. In the nicest possible way. Shut up then. There's no law that says you have to blimmin'. What are you, the paint police?
Yes.
No.
No, I am.
Listen, if it's in this room, I can do whatever I like with it.
Okay. Is that the rule?
With the exception.
Oh, no. No.
No.
Is that the rule?
That's my rule for me.
No, you can't have one rule for one and one rule for the other.
Of course you can. We live in Britain. We have a class system.
Yeah.
Well then.
But in this, we are equal. So, everything in this room is fair game.
Yes.
Okay.
If you can find it.
I've got more chance of finding stuff than you, to be fair.
Could you please find the googly eyes then?
Yeah.
Could you also find the 2 crystal moulds that I seem to have lost? And what was the other thing that's gone missing?
What
was the thing that I had early on? I was like, where has that gone? It was literally on my desk this morning. I think we might have gremlins.
I don't think it's gremlins. I think it's just you.
I don't know if it is me.
Maybe you sleepwalk in the night. So you come in here and actually like do some crafting in your sleep. And then you like put them away, but don't put them away where you're supposed to.
I don't think I sleep long enough to sleepwalk, no. If I'm honest.
I told you we should have a drawer, an empty drawer. And
I love that optimism. An empty drawer.
Yes,
I would be very interested if any of our viewers can, hand on heart, say they have a completely empty drawer in their craft space. One drawer that's got nothing in it in their craft space. Look at the amount I poured out there, though. Look at it. That big giant blob. It's huge, isn't it? Do you know what, though? Don't use it all. If you could see his face right now, I actually think he's about to burst into tears.
It's not tears. It's stabby.
Don't say that. Goodness sake.
Yeah, you don't really need that much.
You don't know what I'm going to paint, so...
Well, you're going to paint the dragon. Unless you're painting the house, you don't need that much.
You do not know what I'm painting. Anyway, I loved using these paints. They're so good. Look,
you haven't even used the rest of that one yet.
Listen, creative license.
And now my brush.
Yeah, I got the little teeny tiny brush again. And there we go.
Is that the same brush? That looks like a different brush.
No, it's the same brush.
No, it's not. That's a different brush.
Different brush as well?
That was a different brush because it's got a number on it.
I don't know what you
mean. Me thinks you do.
No.
From the little chuckle.
No. They are nice brushes, though. They're ever so nice.
I know.
Are they squirrels?
I think it's beaver.
It's not beaver.
Beaver's hair.
It's not beaver's hair.
I'm sure it is.
You just wanted to say beaver.
Always, but I'm pretty sure it's beaver.
Anyway, getting back to the video. Everyone's going, finally. I have to say, it is an absolutely... I think it came out really well from the mould.
The detail on it is awesome. Yeah.
It really is. Would I do it in resin?
I don't know whether...
I don't think I would, because you'd have
to micro it if you wanted it specific colours.
So first off, I definitely would not do this in resin. I don't think there's any reason why you can't. I personally wouldn't, simply because I wanted it to put an actual...
You wanted to use my paints.
Well, there's that, but I wanted to put a real candle on it. And I wouldn't put a real candle on resin. So...
No, because it will catch fire or melt.
Well, it's not so much that, but it's heat, isn't it, against resin, and the two aren't compatible, really.
No.
So, and if you get a little tea light, the bottom of the tea lights get really hot. So
the metal bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get really, really hot. So no, I wouldn't do it, but that's not to say that somebody else couldn't. It's a beautiful mould. I'll probably do another one. just so I can use your paints again, to be fair. Because, yeah, and maybe do a blue dragon.
You have done a blue dragon.
That's not blue, that's purple.
It's blue and purple.
It's indigo.
I'm going to go with that's blue.
Look at that. Now, this paint here, this stuff is by Green Stuff, is it?
It is, yes.
It's an actual chameleon paint. And you are supposed to put it through an airbrush, apparently. But there's nothing on there that says you can't brush it. Nothing. Nothing on there at all.
Well, I'm going to write something on there now.
And brush it I did. And I think I did 2 coats.
You do need multiple coats on it, but it is, I think that one looked like is that a blue?
So it's blue and a gold and a purple. It's the only way that I can describe it. And like a turquoisey colour.
Yeah, no, and I've sprayed a couple of other things. Sprayed, right?
Yeah.
and they've turned out beautiful. They're absolutely stunning. Those colours are.
They have, and I know what you're saying with the whole spraying, blah blah blah. But here's the but. So a while ago, I made some dragon plaques. So it's like, you know, the fondant moulds.
Yeah.
I did some Aquacast in those, and they're all dragons reading books. And I did a whole bunch of them, and I hand painted them.
Yeah.
And then I put a decal underneath that said, I don't know, reading is my fantasy, or in my fantasy era or something.
Yeah. And
then I put it on the shop, and they've done really well. But the experience of sitting there painting them, I genuinely enjoyed. Like, I really enjoyed it more than I ever thought I would.
Yeah, it is quite. It is quite therapeutic.
It's quite sort of. Don't know what the word is.
It's like micring as well. Sometimes, if you're in the mood for it, if you're micring a big piece, that could be quite nice and relaxing as well.
Now, when we started doing resin, which was well over a year ago now.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy micring things. Like, anything that I wanted that involved a lot of micring, I would just hand to you and say, please, could you do it for me in this?
Yeah,
this,
and
this,
I quite happily sit there for hours doing it.
Yeah, and that was really good. But I've actually started to really enjoy micring, because I've done a few things now where I've micred them.
Yeah.
And I'm really starting to enjoy that process. I even mixed my own colour.
Yeah, with another one of my airbrush paints.
Yeah. That's a really nice brown, that is, and it was just the right hint for what I wanted.
Is that raw umber?
I don't know what it is. It's brown.
It looked like raw umber.
It's brown. Don't ask me colours.
Yeah,
it's
raw
brown
umber.
and not quite as brown. Those are the colours.
So you've painted the dragon.
So I've painted, yeah.
And it's wrapped around what looks like a plinth or something.
Yeah. So the dragon itself is sitting behind a plinth, and he's got his wings wrapped around it. So I've painted the dragon in indigo and purple.
Yeah.
And I've done the spine in the chameleon airbrush paint, which I painted on.
Yeah.
And now I'm just painting the plinth, and I wanted a sandstone colour to put on it. I don't know why. I mean, I'm sure that people watching this will be going, those colours don't go, that's hideous. Why are you doing that? And I totally understand why they would be saying that. But this is not a how-to video as such.
No, this is going in our living room.
This is to go in my living room, and it's not about, to be fair, there are literally hundreds of channels out there that will show you how to do something.
Yeah.
I'm not expert enough to do tutorials for you. I'll show you how I do it and what I think.
I've watched a few videos, so I'm expert in those now.
Oh, for goodness' sake!
I'm expert in those now.
Oh, for goodness' sake! You're so funny. No, I'm not. I'm not an expert, but I can show you how I do something, and tell you why I do it.
We can show you how not to do it.
Yes, sometimes it's how not to do it. But so that's the globe that I did. So that's going to sit on there when there's no candle in place.
Yeah.
Just because I don't like an empty void. So then I took it's what's it called? Silvery flash or something?
That
grey
is
flash or something.
I think that is a black silver flash.
Yeah. And then I kind of went over bits, but I deliberately missed out some areas, and I didn't dry brush it or wet brush it. You
were going for like a weathered look.
Yeah, I wanted the plinth itself to be quite
you didn't want it to detract from the glory.
That is the dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And I know that I haven't painted his mouth yet, but I was putting that off until the very end because I thought I'm going to ruin it as soon as I touch his mouth.
Why?
Because it's quite a fine, detailed bit.
What you need for that is a really thin, small brush.
Well, luckily, as it so happens, I managed to get hold of one.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you now?
I did. I was very pleased. See, looking at that, it looks like I've gone all over the entire thing, but I didn't. You can actually see, once it dries, a bit of the sandstone coming through. But yeah. You can. Honestly.
Okay.
Stop looking around for it.
I was just going to have a quick look, a sneaky peek.
Why? You've seen it.
So, yeah, but I haven't actually had a proper look and see whether you actually missed any.
No. Oh, really? You're not allowed to do that. There'll be none of this, you missed this, you missed that. Yeah. Then I looked, as I was painting the plinth bit, I thought,
it looks a bit flat.
Yeah. I didn't, that's not what I thought, if I'm honest. I didn't look at it and go, that looks a bit flat. I looked at it and thought, meh, needs something.
So you give it a bit of a dry brush.
So, well, yeah, I borrowed this brush of yours, which you got whenever it was. Now good.
It's great for dry brushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that's technically what I'm doing.
No, because you're using a wet wipe there and you're dabbing it in the paint, and then you've got loads left on there. So the point of the dry brushing is to get as much off as possible, and then just go over the tickle the tips.
But at no point did I say that I was dry brushing.
No, you did not. I will give you that.
In my defence, I am not doing any artistic techniques whatsoever.
You're just winging it.
No, I'm just making an Aquacast dragon and painting it, and I don't think I did half bad, if I'm honest.
No, you did not.
So, yeah, I thought, what would it look like with a light underneath? And then I realised that I'd done that on the top. So I thought, I'm going to have to sand that now, aren't I? So
yeah, it's not letting the light through there, is it?
Yeah, so I took that off to be sanded. Yeah, the following day, because this was quite late at night. But I got some metallic gilding wax, and I put a load on the dragon.
Now, I was actually, when I was editing this, because I hadn't seen you do this, I thought that looked really cool. That's a really cool effect.
Thank you. But yeah, so I just kind of went over it, and then I take a rag and I buff it and all that kind of stuff. But I wanted there to be, I don't know what the word is, but
gilded.
No,
it's gilding wax.
It is gilding wax, but I'm not using it as gilding wax. I'm using it as dragon wax.
Dragon wax.
I wanted the dragon to look like he'd been, like waxed.
So smooth dragon.
No, I just wanted him to have. I wanted the scales to have a bit more zhuzh.
Zhuzh, yeah.
Yeah. So
no, I think that stuff really does. I think that really works.
I took that stuff and I zhuzhed him. And I don't think I did half bad with my zhuzhing.
No, I think it looks really cool. I think that's a really good effect.
Bearing in mind, I am I am no artist, and I don't.
No, I think you are.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm just a crafter, and I really did enjoy making this. Though I was genuinely quite sad when I finished it. Which is
I wasn't, because my paints have gone back to their correct. Well, actually, no,
they're not.
They're not in the correct.
They're not,
place.
because Kirk likes his paints, and only his paints. Everything else can be higgledy-piggledy. But he likes them in the order of the rainbow. So
yeah,
I have ensured that is not the case. Hilarious. Yeah,
I know.
And not only that, but I've also mixed up your flash paints and the pearl paints.
So I've got flash. Yeah. I've got pearl iridescent,
mm-hmm.
and then I've also got translucent, opaque, and
something else.
But luminous.
But I only use the pearl and the flash ones, and I've mixed them all up.
I know. It has been noted.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, can you see that the wax just gives it that?
Yeah, no, I think it looks awesome.
Something.
I think that wax on there is,
and it also makes his spines look a little bit better.
It also brings out the blue as well. So the blue looks really cool, I think.
So then I took some gold gilding wax, and I just put the tiniest amount onto the flowery parts of the plinth, just to make it look as if they were
bit bronzed
I wanted it to be like it's like faded off gold sort of thing.
So weathered.
Yeah. Well, I suppose
aged.
Yeah. Aged is the word. Yeah, I wanted it to look, old and that sort of thing. So I spent some time doing that, and then once I'd done that, I remembered that I saw it on a couple of channels actually. I saw it on Sally from All Aboard Resin.
Yeah.
And Lula did it on Nerd Goblin Art.
Yeah.
Where they took some patina paint.
I don't know what that is.
And aged it. Remember I got you a present?
You got me a present? I don't remember getting a present of paint.
I gave you a present of the patina paint.
Is that little green pot?
Yeah.
That I've never ever used?
Yes.
That you've used so many times?
Yes.
Was that for me, was it?
Yes.
Wow.
So, then once I finished with the gold wax...
I have no words.
I just took a dry... Now, this is a completely dry brush. There's no paint on it. There's nothing. And I just give him a good dusting of the all over. And then I took this green patinery paint, and
So what's that do then?
So you blob it in, and you do blob it in.
Yeah.
And then you just dab it with a tissue, not that bit, and you dab the bit that you've blobbed on the dragon with a tissue.
Yeah. And
when it dries, it looks like the green rusty kind of.
Oh, okay. So like a Metallica's oxidized.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's an oxidized sort of it's an oxidized look. And then it was off to the glamour shots.
Yeah.
And there he is in all his glory.
In all his glory. It looks really cool.
And I was genuinely really, really chuffed with it. I was quite proud of myself.
Did you sand the bottom of that eventually?
I did, yeah. But I'm never going to put a light under it, really. I was just trying to be a bit flash. But if I'm honest, I'm never going to put a light under it.
Just a candle.
Just a candle. Well, no, that'll come off when the candle goes on it.
Yeah.
And it'll just look nice.
Mm.
So there we have it. If you're still with us at this point, can I just say thank you so much? And if you like our creative chaos, do feel free to hit that like button.
And while you're down there, Don't forget to give the subscribe a little tickle if you haven't already.
And if you have,
Thank you very much.
and hopefully we will see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.